and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 421. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Mr. Paul Despawn. Despawn, how you doing?
I am good. It is at the time of recording Sunday, so I'm having a nice relaxing morning, talking
Sunday
video
morning.
games with you.
Yeah, Sunday morning. I know I fucked up again, guys. We was meant to record on Friday, and it was going to be out on Friday, but I ended up working all day Friday. I think I did like a 12-hour stream and was like, guys, I can't do it. Please, please. So that's why Matt's not here this week. He's not dead. He might be dead.
I think he's fighting scorpions.
I think he's addicted to Baldur's Gate. I'm not going to lie.
I think we all are.
I haven't started it yet.
Dude, I started it the other day. Oh.
I downloaded it on. Yeah. I've got to change over PCs again, but I downloaded it on this PC that I'm recording this on, and I said to Haley, all I wanted to do yesterday, I didn't even want to work yesterday, but I ended up working, of course. And I was like, I just want us to play Baldur's Gate. That's all I want. That's all I want to do is buy a bunch of junk food and sit around and play Baldur's Gate and start it. And she's like, I'll buy it if you want. And I was like, yeah, but you're not gonna want to play it on the it's sat on a bed on the big TV. This is a PC game. You need to be at a desk with me. And yeah, you playing controller?
No, I am mouse and keyboard, but I gotta say, you say it's a PC game. It's a PC game for now.
Okay, well, of course, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But if you didn't know, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/My Xbox and Me and all podcast services. If you want to get the show early, head over to patreon.com/MCFixer. And I know it's like a carry-on joke at this point, but there is stuff over there, okay? There is stuff over there. It's just, whatever. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Aaron Guard, supporting the show financially and keeping us on the road. Also, don't forget to review us on podcast services. Mainly iTunes, I'll be honest with you. Mainly iTunes is the one that really, really helps. Like, if a load of you all did it at once, we would be back in the iTunes charts. Don't ask me why reviews matter for how the iTunes chart works, but that's just how it works. So if you haven't dropped a review, please, please, please do. I tell you what, if you're not from the UK or the US, because that's what we can cover right now, you're from New Zealand, Australia, wherever else on iTunes, do me a favor. Either join the Discord, the My Xbox and Me Discord, which has a great group of people in there, jump in there and send us a photo, or tag me at MC Fixer, Despawn at Paul Despawn, Crash at Crashstick Plays, or and Matt at Matt PVO, and of course My Xbox and Me at My Xbox and Me. Tag us. I'd love to see the reviews from other countries, but we can't see them because we're not in those countries. And even VPN it is kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's not as easy as I thought it would be. So I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. Topic of the show this week, Despawn. Rockstar have officially bought roleplay developer CFX.re. So this is obviously a huge deal to what I do outside of My Xbox and Me stuff, of course. Yeah. Again, you guys have heard me speak about roleplay for a really long time now, probably about 2 years now I've been doing it. And CFX is the company that holds all of the roleplay servers. That's from my understanding. Again, I don't quite understand everything about it. I jumped into it in a place where I was like, oh, I don't really understand what this is. I clicked the button, I joined the server. Wow, it's amazing. So I'm going to get some stuff wrong here, but I'm entrenched enough to be able to speak on it educatedly. And this is, I don't know, Despawn, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but this is probably the first time we've seen a developer buy an entire mod community like this. Obviously, there's been mods that developers have embraced. Obviously, Bethesda are very much known for supporting, having mod support. First people to bring mod support to Xbox, all the way back then. But this is like a group of, to me, it's a group of ragtag nerds. And don't get me wrong, we're all nerds. We're probably sitting there doing an Xbox podcast, and Despawn's in a room with a watch that's going to be there that costs £300 or whatever it costs.
About the jacket as well.
Of course you did. We'll talk about the jacket soon. Don't worry. But yeah, this is as nerdy as it gets. This is as nerdy as I've ever been, in my entire life. I play a video game where I pretend to be a character, where there are a bunch of rule sets in a modded server. It's nerd on nerd on nerd on nerd level. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I absolutely love it. But is this the first time we've seen at least a AAA buy a whole community of modders?
I mean, yeah, it's the only one I can think of. Like I say, I've definitely seen stories where modders have been like individuals have been hired in, but this is the first time I've ever seen an entire company based around the modding community being bought out or being purchased. Yeah, from what I understand of, like, for obviously those who don't understand, the CFX is basically the framework that the modded servers sit on.
Yes.
So you'll have CFX who create basically what is called 5M and RedM, which is for
Yep.
GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption. And then in that framework, developers will build their own modded servers. So you got things like NoPixel, Echo, things like that. So those are the ones that will. So the communities themselves will build their own servers.
Yeah.
CFX build the framework to allow those servers to work with GTA and
Exactly.
Red
No,
Dead.
exactly. Exactly. It's the big question. Obviously, there's a few questions going around in the community right now. Number one, is this actually a good thing for role play and for the mod community? I think on the surface level, I think instantly yes. Being brought in house is gonna be crazy for role play as a whole. Like, don't get me wrong, like I say, it's very popular, but it's still a niche within a niche, right? I feel like Rockstar, just Rockstar owning it is gonna open it up to such a even more bigger community than that's already there. The thing that always worries me about these things is as soon as a corporation gets their hands on something, of course they instantly want to monetize.
Yeah.
You would imagine, right? That's obviously the first conversation. You got to remember, in roleplay, there are a lot of, I don't even know what the right word is, but there are a lot of different moving parts. Some servers you can pay and pay for like priority to get on the server, which Despawn, you've played on public with me, where I was paying $100 a month to
Yeah.
get onto a roleplay server. Again, a little bit different for someone like myself. I'm using it as a business expense, and I was making way more money than $100 a month by being on the server.
Yeah.
Hence why it made perfect sense for me. But for the normal layman's person who just wants to get into roleplay, and then you hear, and by the way, that was just a tier 2 ticket. It started at 30, went to 100, then went to 300, then went to 500, then went to 800, and there were people we knew who were paying the 800, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck can you afford $800 a month? What the fuck is going on here? It makes no sense.
Like
But
you say,
yeah,
it's a worthwhile business decision for some. But yeah, for me, it was
yeah,
very much just like, yeah, I know where you're going with this. It's very much like, are Rockstar gonna allow you to still charge access into
yeah,
these things? Pipe dream would be yes. I think the way that it works, obviously, is you need to own GTA in the first place to be able to get in.
yes,
So if Rockstar is still making their money on the back end, and I don't know, like you say, are they going to start charging the developers access through CFX? We don't know. You think they're going to, like you say, they're going to try and recoup. Rockstar have been historically not great at like sharing. Should we
yes.
say
Well, no.
is the best
Well,
word?
let's be honest. Rockstar not been great at sharing. Yeah, that's a fair assessment of Rockstar, right? In the same breath, they also make the biggest game of all time, with one of the most dedicated audiences we've ever seen in gaming.
Yep.
We all know when the new GTA drops, it's going to sell over 1 billion in less than 24 hours. Like, it's that game. We haven't had a new GTA in 13 years.
I can look it up, but yeah, that feels about right.
That's fine. That's like roughly. Like, yeah, the sharing of the toys is the interesting part here. Is they've clearly seen roleplay and gone, fucking hell, this is kept our game alive and popular. This community of people have really done something. I feel like they've gone, how do we get a piece of it?
Yeah. Also, to answer your question, it is 10 years next month, 17th of September
That's a little bit
2013.
off.
It dropped,
Interesting.
and that game made $1 billion in 72 hours.
But it's just, yeah.
What?
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine?
The dream.
Do you think this is a telling future to also help the GTA 6. Like now that this is in-house, developers are gonna have to sign NDAs out the wazoo. They're gonna have to like things are gonna be crazy, right? Like things are about to get mental. But do you think, obviously, I don't know if we've spoken about it together. We've definitely spoken about it in chat where I've always been like, oh, I wonder how long it's gonna take for No Pixel 1.0 GTA 6 to come out. Now the Rockstar own it, is that something where you think Rockstar are going to be like, we see the value you bring, which is outside of GTA Online, by the way. There is still a dedicated, hardcore audience for GTA Online.
Oh, yeah.
The GTA Online and roleplay are so different. They're like completely different. Like they're not even close to being the same, right? So this to me doesn't even eat away from GTA Online in any way, shape, or form.
No, don't even touch it. Yeah.
So smart business from Rockstar, in my opinion.
Yeah. And yeah, to answer your question, I think 100% I can see the CFX team. I keep thinking CRF or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I never get the letters correct. I think the CFX team are 100% going to get early access to be able to develop a new for it. So I think, 6M will be, if not at launch, pretty shortly after.
I think you're still looking at probably, I still think you're looking at probably a year.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like Rockstar would want to milk whatever GTA 6 is online is. I think they're gonna want the role player community online because again, we have GTA audiences, right? Like that's a thing that. By the way, they don't need us in any way, shape, or form, but it doesn't hurt when it's, oh look, I've got this new mansion. How much did that cost you? 1.7 million in-game currency. Oh, I want that too. Oh well, here's the shark card.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard to see the connections, really, is it?
No. Like I said, I think I get the idea that the support for the roleplay side will be there relatively quickly, but now that they own them, will they release those tools? Is the question. And like you say, I could see them definitely postponing the release of those tools so that they can rinse the shark cards for as much as they can. Until
they control the narrative now, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's the big thing. It's like they can control when a roleplay server comes out. They can control how the roleplay server comes out. They can control the big thing that's got a lot of us excited, especially me, is like you've seen No Pixel and how small, in the grand scheme of things, how small the amount of people are that can get on the server.
Yes.
Like there are servers out there that you can get 500, 300 people on. No Pixel's 250 max. Because of the dedicated servers, right? That's a big thing that a company like No Pixel and other companies out there that are run, they don't have the money to host a server like that, where Rockstar does. Do we now see a roleplay server that is 1,000 people? Like how many people is online? Like online, it's less than that, obviously.
Yeah,
like it's a lot less than that. I think it's only 100, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it launched
in
at
a free
20
roam
or something.
The free roam is. I think it's 100 you get now. But like we would expect that to have grown in GTA 6.
Yeah.
With the way things have gone, I'm very excited. I don't know if you can tell.
A little bit.
I'm excited. I'm apprehensive.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm happy. All of these things. As someone who is super duper entrenched in this, it excites me. My last question was move on is to bring it back to obviously Xbox.
Yeah.
Do you think now we see roleplay servers and things like that come to consoles? Obviously not just Xbox, PlayStation as well. Do you think this is a play to get the console market into this weird, crazy world?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know as I've tried it, there is no way that you could do roleplay with a mouse and a controller.
No,
absolutely not. Unless there is constant like open mics, because you'd obviously need the button for that. There is dedicated alt buttons for things that you need to do. The way to be able to control that with a controller, I don't see that ever being possible. Now, don't get me wrong, consoles do support mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Do they do a dedicated, like you have to run it as a mouse and keyboard? That then fragments the amount of people that are going to be able to get on there.
Yeah, but
Will
it's
they?
already fragmenting, right? You're talking
True.
about role play. It's already
True.
that's what I'm saying. It's already a niche within a niche.
It's a niche within a niche.
It's GTA into role play. That's a niche within a niche.
But then the question is, can a console run a GTA roleplay server as well?
Oh no, my £3,000 PC struggles most of the time. So
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like I've seen PC struggle with the dedicated PC one. So how's a console gonna manage that? Like again, if anyone could do it, I can see CFX and Rockstar being the people to make it work.
Yeah.
But I don't think the experience will be the same as it would be on PC. So like I could see them wanting to do it, but logistically I just don't think it'd work well.
Fair enough. I as much as I hate to say it, I do agree.
Yeah.
Guys, email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Let me know. Would you now this is coming house to Rockstar? Is it something you guys would like to try out? Does this pique your interest anymore? Or are you thinking, Fixer, you're just a fucking giant nerd and leave us alone. We don't want to hear about this anymore. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Let's jump into what's been in our box, Despawn. What have you been playing this week, bro?
So not this week, but last week, basically the Sunday after we last recorded, I finally got to jump into Payday. So I managed to make it in just in time for the last day of the beta. Oh my god, that game is so good! Like when that drops on Game Pass, oh my word! There's like as a creator, as a content creator, that thing is a content machine.
Yeah.
One level was all that was in the beta. But you get a squad of 4 together for just that one level. Oh, mate, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to... It's making me want to go back and play Payday 2. That's how good it is.
I downloaded it on my Steam Deck. I almost downloaded it. I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to burn myself out. And then it comes out and it's similar. Because, again, at the end of the day, it's still more Payday.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I agree with you. I did almost download it again while I was on holiday. I was like, well, this is light. This is light. I just can't wait to have a game where I can jump in and jump out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like not you don't need to take it serious. You can take it as serious as you want to, obviously, as content creators, like you say. I do think I want to make a video of 4 people taking it very serious and being in character. I think that video would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I played a lot of that. It is, like I say, ton of fun co-op. It actually works really well solo as well. So the AI works really well. The matchmaking is super fast for those that I'd open matchmaking. But yeah, really well designed. Absolutely flawless. Like performance wise, I was playing on the Series X. I should mention I did get given access, so I did request it, but I actually reached out to Starbreeze directly, so they did give me access. So thank you for that. But yeah, absolutely loved it. And then, like everybody else in the world, I've just been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. I need to start it. I need to start it.
Play with me. Play with me.
I really want to. The one thing I'm confused about with Baldur's Gate is like, if I have a character, can I bring that character to your world?
We could test it.
Yeah, but I don't have. No, I will start it. I will. I really want to sit down and just play it.
Yeah.
It's all I want to do. So I mean, it's annoying having a job people don't understand the whole job in the industry part where it's like, I want to play that game, not this game, but I have to play this game because this game makes me money.
Yeah.
So frustrating. I've been playing more Punch Club. I'm up to about 61 hours in the game now.
Damn.
Which is I'm not gonna lie, I checked my game time the other day and I was like, oh shit, I guess I like this game. The one thing I will say, I've gotten to like the middle part of the game and it has become a little bit grindy and a little bit samey. Where it's like I'm losing fights and it's becoming a little bit annoying, but it is my own fault. It's like I feel like I'm at the point where I need to just, for people, again, I've spoken about it a few times, go watch the last episode if not, but like I'm at this point where I need to just train the character to make him like so OP that I can just blaze through this I'm in like the second league, and obviously there's gonna be one more after this, so I know I'm about midway through, and I'm like, I just need to sit down for like, but it's crazy because like I need to sit down for like 5 hours and just train the whole time.
Yeah.
Like just so he's like a monster. And it's like, yeah, it is fun. I am still enjoying it. I'm obviously playing it a lot less now that I'm back home, but it's a game that I can definitely see being on my top 10 list if all things go well. It's just been a fun experience, you know.
Yeah. Is it? I gotta say, is it built well for like that drop in, drop out?
Oh yeah. Like it's super. Yeah, and the game does a great job of like. There was a moment where like because you have like these promotions. Each job you get has a promotion, and like it will tell you a piece of key information of like go to the sewers to do this, right? And I was obviously on holiday, so I put it down, jumping in the pool, jumping back out. And sometimes I'd forget. But like you can just ask the character, "Yo, what am I supposed to be doing for you to get this promotion?" And he's like, "You idiot, go to the sewers." It's like, "Oh, okay, perfect." So it has that nice
refresher,
explaining what you need to do without actually having to like rack your brain of like, "Oh, I've got to go into the sewers. It's not that. Oh, it's not this. It's not that." It's like you can just go and ask the characters and they will tell you. So
I have restarted so many games because I've like left them for like a month and forgot what I needed to do. It's like, okay, I guess I'll just restart and learn the controls again. That's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, the controls are obviously super easy, but it's I ended up starting playing it with touchsime, by the way, on my Steam Deck. Yeah, I was like just touching around on the screen. I was like, oh, I should have just done this the whole time. This is way easier.
Yeah.
Let's get into this week's dashboard. We've got a few pieces of news. Also, while we didn't record on Friday, there weren't much. Stalker 2 release date leaked. It is looking likely that Stalker 2, which we've been waiting for a long, long time now, will be coming out on December 1st, according to the distributor. How the hell do they say that since they changed it?
PlayOn.
PlayOn.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like the spelling. It's PLAION. Yeah, PlayOn. Yeah, it looks like it's either a placeholder date or this is a leaked date, Despawn. You looking forward to Stalker 2?
Yes, very much.
Me too, honestly. I've never played a Stalker game. I didn't play the first one. But,
it gives me that kind of... so I played another game similar called Chernobylite on PC. And it gives me those kind of like Fallout, but more gritty and realistic vibes. Which I really want.
Yeah, it would be good. It's on Game Pass. We've been waiting. There's no reason not to try it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know obviously the delay has been a while because they are a Ukrainian developer. So yeah, they got hit with the wall over there. So which, fair play. Some things are more important than video games. Not a lot of things, but that is definitely more important than video games. But yeah. So I've been reading this a little bit. So obviously the leaked date is the December 1st. They've got a lot of other placeholder dates on their website, which are all December the 31st. So this seems to be a different one, which is interesting to see if this is actually the actual date, because this is obviously on the German PlayOn store, so not the UK one. And they did this in the past.
It is a Friday.
And they've done this in the past as well. They leaked Darksiders 2 Switch version this way as well. So so we will wait and see. I'm excited though. Like if it is December, like that's a perfect time I think for like that Christmas lull.
I was about to say there's a lull around that time anyway, right? So that seems interesting. Will I be able to play this on? Am I away for Christmas? I don't know if I'm away this year for Christmas. I'm trying to work out. Can I play this on the go? I can't. It's not going to be on Steam, but maybe it is on Steam. Is it on Steam?
Maybe.
No questions. That's the one thing I hate about the Steam Deck. I know it's a Steam Deck, but like, just let me play Game Pass on it like natively, please. So annoying. I don't want the other pad as well. Like, I don't need two different pads.
I was gonna say, have you tried you can like sideload it?
Yeah, but it's a fucking pain in the arse. Like, you know what I'm like as well.
Yeah.
I can barely do anything, mate. I'd need you to literally sit down with me and be like, now do this.
Now press this.
No,
not that. Not that.
Like,
no.
Even
no,
following
no.
a YouTube video, I tried, and it was just like, this is stressing me out. Maybe I'll try again. I should try again. I really should, but it's one of those ones.
Kelly, Game Pass games.
Ooh, I know. Oh, don't say that. I need to. I actually really do need to now. Next up, Obsidian says Avowed was originally co-op, but it wasn't Obsidian enough. So part of the 20th year anniversary of Obsidian Entertainment, they've been airing out a documentary series, which I didn't know about. I'm reading this for the first time, which is like, okay, I need to watch this. You know how much I love documentaries, everyone. Especially, do you know, weirdly, Xbox have, well, I guess they weren't Xbox at the time, but Compulsion's documentary series as well was like really good. I hope they do another one of those. So yeah, but the story here was it was going to start off as a co-op experience before they pivoted to a single player RPG, which I, for one, am way more happy about it being a single player RPG rather than a co-op experience. I love co-op games, don't get me wrong. I can't think of one game in this style of game that has ever worked in co-op.
I mean, I guess Elder Scrolls Online is the big one, but
it's very different. The same as you could say Fallout 76 is like it's still they're very different games. They're just very different games, you know. So it's I need the links for this though. So make sure someone links me this documentary in case I forget. Because I want to watch this. You excited for Avowed? Obviously, we've seen a little bit more of it now.
Yeah. I mean, it looks a lot brighter than I expected, which is great. I love a good stylized RPG. And again, I think with this, knowing that it's going to be a single player experience that I can just jump out. I don't have to rely on a co-op partner to carry me through.
Yeah,
which is usually the case. It's cool. I do like that this. The reason because I added this to it, and I think the reason I added this mainly is this excites me in the way that companies that Xbox have been purchasing are now acting. So originally they were going into they wanted to go multiplayer because they thought it'd be more interesting to publishers to try and like give them the money towards it. But now that they're owned by Xbox, they can focus on making the games that they're good at rather than making games that they think will sell. If that makes sense.
The quote here was, when you're asking for 50, 60, 70, 80 million, you've got to have something interesting to talk about, and multiplayer made it interesting, end quote. Which is, I guess that's not something I really thought about. When you're an independent studio looking for funding from a big AAA, what's the number one thing they're going to ask for? It's like, how can we sell more units, right? Which is like, multiplayer. And now that they're obviously owned by Xbox, they're not asking for 50, 60, 70, 80 million. They're getting 50, 60, 70, 80 million. And hopefully, time will tell with Xbox games. Hopefully, the time and the resources that they need to make the game they want to make, which is great to see once again. Like you said, like to go from we're doing this because we have to compared to now we can do what we want to. That's huge.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think like letting companies focus on making the games that they're good at, rather than the games that they need to make to keep profitable, is. I think a lot of people like forget that making video games is a creative endeavor, and if you can just let people be creative without like tethers, you're always going to get the better game.
Most people don't understand that though. Anyone who's not worked in I have this all the time with people. Like they're like you play video games for a living and like, oh, you're a creative. I'm like, yeah, I'm a creative. It's like, oh, well, just music, perfect instance, right? Well, you love making music, just do it. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Like, let me just okay, boom, there's a song. Like, there's a certain type of energy as well. Like, obviously, it's different when you're working for a giant corporation and you like. The file comes across your desk. You're making a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. It's like, okay, well, that's what I'm doing. Like, but creatives, you get the best out of creatives when you let them be creative.
Yeah,
simple as that, really.
Yeah.
Like, don't try and force things.
Let them lean into what they're good at as well. There's like, because there's nothing worse than being said, right, you need to do this specific thing. That's not what you usually do. You're not good at this, but this is what we need from you. And it's just like, you always get the best out of somebody when they're enjoying what they're doing, which is why we talk about getting rid of crunch culture and things like that, paying people what they're worth. If you let people, give them the tools to make the thing that they're good at and what they love, you're always going to get the best thing out of them. And I think, letting Avowed be able to focus on doing a fantastic... Obsidian, not Avowed. Letting Obsidian focus on making the game that Obsidian are good at is only ever going to be a good thing.
Agreed. Next up, Modern Warfare 3's demo will be playable, quote, first on PlayStation. Not really news here, but the Sony Arabics YouTube channel, which reportedly said that it can be the demo can be played first, or at least 5 days before any other platform, was spotted by the channel Intel, which is like a Call of Duty specialist Twitter account, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
This is not news. We've already known that this is the last game in Sony's deal for Call of Duty. Then it was going to be up for negotiations again. And yeah, so it's one of those ones really where we knew this was coming. Obviously, they were going to do the play first on PlayStation. You know, the taglines, things like that. And yeah, there's a screenshot here that you can go find online if you haven't seen it already, which is like play the demo first on PlayStation, available on PlayStation at least 5 days before any other platform. Pre-orders required to access early beta. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the new Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I'm more excited than I was about 2. Mainly because there's something else we haven't really included in here, but they did also announce that the majority of your unlocks are going to transfer from Modern Warfare 2 to 3.
What, guns?
Guns, skins. I think the announcement was basically if there is a version of like that gun or
MP5 is in the game, then you already got the unlocks for it.
You've got, maybe the skins for it, but maybe you'll still have to do the grind to unlock the gun itself. But when you've unlocked it, you've got the custom skins, your custom characters, all that kind of stuff. I think they said that basically if there is a vehicle that's not in the game in 3, you won't be able to transfer it, things like that.
Yeah.
But as long as there is an alternative, you will be able to get it in 3, which honestly is a rare customer first thing for an Activision Blizzard game. Not making you rebuy everything.
I'll be honest with you. Like the fact that Fortnite's been, you got to think about games like Fortnite and stuff like that, right? Well, like they've been doing it right for so long, and they are the trailblazers, and they have shown that like we're gonna create a hub, and obviously that's what Call of Duty wants. They've tried it multiple times now with BR and stuff like that. I feel like this has to become the new norm. If you're gonna charge people the exuberant amount, and I think they've learned as well. Sorry, I'm a little bit scatterbrained here, but they've also learned that, well, people don't get sick of buying skins. They actually are proud of their collection of skins. And I always thought that's what Call of Duty was scared of. It's like, oh, well, why would they want to buy this fire skin when they already have this fire skin? Bro, people just like fire. Like, it's as simple as that, right? Like, it's not people like new things, but they also like access to their old things. Especially like me. Like, I love the fact that I can go on Fortnite and play creative as Jill or save the world. You know, all these different bits of Fortnite. I can do what I want with the skins that I have purchased. You know, and that's why I feel comfortable. You guys know I'm not really a skins guy ever. I never have been. I've never really cared about skins. But now I'm like, with Fortnite, I've always been comfortable spending money with them because I feel like it will always be there.
Yeah. I mean, I worked hard to get my Attack on Titan skins and my Dragon Ball skins in Fortnite. I don't want to lose those because I did release a new game. Yeah. So hopefully this is, like you say, a trend that we start seeing more companies do. It is rare, but like I hope it becomes less rare going forwards.
Yeah. No, I agree. We've got a little bit of time, D-Spawn, so I'm going to do a couple of these extra stories while we're here.
Go.
Everything that was announced at the 2023 THQ Nordic Digital Showcase, I didn't even know this was happening.
Nope.
I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know. I don't know where this has come from. Why this wasn't promoted better from THQ, which scares me a lot, if I'm being honest, because I'm like, there are some games here that I'm actually interested in. And I'm being deadly serious. I only saw this when we started the show, when I was getting more show notes, which is scary to me. So I haven't seen any of these trailers. I'm sort of going to be reacting live with you of what's been shown here. So here we go, I guess. The first one was the TMNT, The Last Ronin video game. We obviously knew this was announced. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that is based on the 2020 comic book miniseries. I haven't had a chance to see the trailer, but what we looking at here, D-Spawn? What's it look like?
So the trailer doesn't show a lot. But the premise is very exciting. So for those who don't know, the Last Ronin storyline, basically one turtle is alive. All the rest have been murdered. And I think, if I remember correctly, it is Raphael, the angry one, who's basically running around
Vengeance.
with all of their weapons. Vengeance is basically, imagine God of War but as a turtle.
Wow.
So
okay.
So if they manage to nail it,
I'm not. I'll say this: I'm not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. Like that's not like something. But I'm actually interested in this game.
Yeah. No, I have the Turtles of my childhood, so I'm very excited for this, especially. I think if they can nail the premise, like gameplay wise, I think they've got a winner on their hands here. I know it's by the same developers as Destroy All Humans series.
Yeah.
So I know they're always really good at building the worlds.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the gameplay. I'm not 50-50 on it, but it's not. Yeah, but like I say, if they can pull it off, then I think we're gonna have a winner on our hands with this one.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Next up, new South Park game.
Yeah.
Not from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
This is the one that popped up on my Twitter that made me realize that something was going on. South Park Snow Day is a new 3D game coming next year. From what I saw in the trailer, there was a game like this before that they did on the 360, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly what it was called. The game's called South Park Snow Day, by the way. So yeah, in the trailer, it's a 3D co-op multiplayer game coming to PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series consoles. It looks like a fighting game of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Yeah, go on.
Like a weird arena battler kind of thing. I don't know if it's gonna be like it. Like I say, it almost gives me Plants vs Zombies vibes.
That's a flipping great comparison. That is a. Do you know what? That gets me way more excited for this game if that's what this is.
Did it, guys? Got him excited for a video game.
I'm being serious. Like, the Plants vs Zombies was like. I know people are probably going to think that's crazy, but that was actually a really fun game.
It's a really fun game.
On the 360, not the 360, the Xbox One. It was one of the first games I had on the Xbox One. Very close to a launch title, if I'm not mistaken. It might even have been a launch title. And if that's what this is, I'm a very big fan of South Park. I love the humor. I love the South Park games. I really do pray that UB are working on another turn-based. Like I need another one. I really need another one. So I hope we get that. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm interested to check it out. This is one of those games where I go, oh, I'm really interested, and I never play it. Is what I'm scared of. Like,
bring it to Game Pass.
That's kind of, I didn't want to say it, but yes. This is one of those games where I'm like, if this was coming to Game Pass, I don't think THQ can though. I'm gonna be honest. Like they've got bills to pay.
Yeah, true.
They've got bills to pay. Next up, there's a game called Gothic. It's a remake. It's called Gothic 1 Remake. It was announced in the 2019. There's a game in 2019 that came out about this. I don't know what this is, Despawn.
Nope, never seen this one before myself.
What I'll say about the trailer is like the CG trailer looks really good. It looks very interesting. But yeah, I don't know what this is apart from. So what I can see here is it's a fantasy world where players get to venture across. I don't know what. That's what it says. So yeah, interesting. I don't know what it is. I'll wait to see more. I guess is the best thing I can do. So yeah. Next up, you had Titan Quest 2, another title that I'm not personally familiar with. But I'm sure Crash is a nerd. He probably likes this.
Come back, Crash. We miss you. Stop fighting snakes.
Miss Crash. Yeah, wait, he's fighting snakes?
Last time I heard, he was taking on snakes.
Oh shit, I didn't know. Damn.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
What, to the snakes?
No, to Crash. He definitely died to a snake. You seen that guy? He's not built to fight snakes. He's not built to fight snakes. Next up, Alone in the Dark gets a new trailer. Focuses on 2 playable characters. Man, is that like the new thing? Is that like we got Alan Wake and they were like, everyone's going for we need 2 playable characters. 1? No, that's boring. We don't need that. We need 2. The guy in the trailer is like literally looks like he looks like what's his name from Remedy, Max Payne.
Yeah. Sam Lake.
Sam Lake.
Sam Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who this looks like to me in this trailer.
It's David Harbour from Stranger Things. Did the reboot of Hellboy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I know exactly who this is now. Now that you said that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Who looks like Sam Lake as well.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Makes sense. Do you know what? Weirdly, you would think Alone in the Dark a game that I would play. I've never played the Alone in the Dark ever.
Same. Never touched that series. I don't know why.
Third person action adventure horror. I don't think it's survival horror. It's like it's in that.
It's definitely horror. Yeah.
It's in that realm, right? Yeah. So maybe this is the one that gets me. Maybe. There's also a second trailer which shows the other playable characters. There's one with a character named Edward, and then there's another character named Emily. So 2 different trailers. There's also a game called The Last Train Home, which it looks like it's a train game.
It's an RTS, so moving on.
Yeah, is that fake? Okay, well, I'm glad we agree. And then there's a few more. I'm going to go through these ones a little bit quicker because I'm not interested in any of them. Maybe Despawn will stop me, though. You had Outcast, A New Beginning, gets a brand new trailer. You had Space for Sale, getting a closed beta. You had the Tempest Rising, getting a new action-packed trailer, which is a RTS game as well. You are getting Trine. Triane. Trine, thank you. Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, which looks like a co-op multiplayer. I don't really know from the trailer. I can't really tell what it is.
Like a side scroller?
Side scroller, maybe beat 'em up, but not quite beat 'em up. It looked like there's lasers being popped out everywhere, so who knows? If Despawn put B-roll up of me talking about lasers, I'm gonna laugh my head off.
100%
you have
doing that.
Way of the Hunter, which this is a hunting game. I will tell you right now. As you all know, worked in my dad's game shop, right? Hunting games sell very well. Weirdly. Don't ask me why, but hunting games do really, really well.
Yeah.
We had a copy, I can't remember what the game was called on 360, and every time we would stock it, it would get sold instantly. Every time. And I was like, man, people really like to shoot animals. So
it's kind of illegal over here in the UK, so this is the only way you can do it.
Ugh. Jesus, that was loud. I'm sorry for the music, everyone listening. Next up was Recreation.
Yeah.
I said that right. I'm good. This looks like another. It's like a building game with racing involved as well, or something.
I did see the trailer for this one previously. It basically looks like GTA Online, the racing. You could build your own custom races with the ridiculous.
Yeah. With like big crazy loopy loops and stuff like that. Yeah.
It basically looks like that. The video game, just a dedicated game for that.
I never really trust a dedicated game when they're like that, though.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Especially when you could just go jump into, because everyone owns GTA. Just go jump into GTA and do it in there instead. But
yeah, I agree.
I'm happy to prove them wrong if this game does well. Good for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Fixes Sack Despawn. You can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at myxboxandme with the hashtag MXAM. MXAM. Jesus, words. And, of course, you can join the Discord where most of the questions do get pulled from. Also, YouTube comments. I commented and nobody commented back at me on last week's episode on YouTube. Write some questions in there. I'm paying attention. I promise. I am.
I'm not.
And then I'll then pass that on to somebody else, but I'm paying attention for now, okay? Because it's just me and Despawn at the moment. First question: what's your favorite Xbox controller color from top left?
For the videos, it's this one.
That's the Starfield one, right?
That's the Starfield one. But
I haven't got my one. That's not fair. Mine's not here, so I'm between this one. And then the first one I ever got sent from Xbox, the first package I ever got from Xbox, which was my yellowy one.
Oh, yeah.
The only problem with the yellowy one is, when you got your gamer fingers on it, it does leave a lot of marks. It does leave a lot of marks on it. Where this one doesn't, because it's got that matte finish, so it just sort of slides off. Yeah,
I'm worried about this white controller in 6 months' time. Because I like greasy food. But no, my real answer, I do love this controller, but it's not the color, but it was one of the custom controllers, which to this day I regret never getting, was the Sea of Thieves one. with the
Oh, the
custom
purple
button.
one
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the glowing. Yeah. That's
That
it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
For a collection, that's a very good collectible one, right?
yeah. But for standard color ones, I mean, yeah, they do. The problem is, I'm not really much of a. I say that having a Starfield controller, I'm not really a big controller collector. But having I think the custom ones. There it is. There we go.
That's the one.
For the
Sorry, I
video
knew it was
viewers.
around here somewhere. For the video
Yeah.
viewers, I'm holding up the electric yellow, I think is what they called it, and then the camo blue. Those are probably my bro. I was going through a few boxes the other day, and I was like, wow, I forgot how many controllers I got. Because the only way like I get PR packages, like I've got these two. I got this one, which was the bunch of stuff just dropped behind me. Don't worry about that. I got this one, which was the Back for Blood one that they sent out with the package. Like I've got so many Xbox controllers, it's scary.
You need one of these things so you could just stick it on the wall.
Eventually,
Eventually.
Once I move.
Yeah.
Copium. But my favorite one is the electric yellow one. But like I say to you, I don't know if it picks up on camera much. Let me see if I can
back it up a bit.
Try.
There we go.
I don't know if you can see the marks on it.
Yeah.
It gets grimy. I'm not gonna. I haven't used it in a while, but it does gets a bit grimy. I did take this one on holiday with me though, so yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Top Lift. I'm sure we'll hear about from you again in like 10 seconds. In the UK, Game Pass will increase to $12.99 per month after August 13th, which is today of recording, or £38 for 3 months, or $77.94 for 6 months. With 6 months of Game Pass starting to look increasingly high value, can single-player AAA experiences, which give ownership but cost roughly the same, compete with a 6-month Game Pass library access equivalent from original Cookie Man? Now, the only thing I will change here is technically you do not own a game even when you buy it. Just so you're aware, you are still only licensing the game. You realistically, they're probably not going to take the license away from you. But who knows? Who knows nowadays? Who knows? It's an interesting question. I mean, I think maybe what we were just talking about with the THQ stuff is a perfect example of like the struggles of where gaming is right now, right? Like, interesting game in South Park. Once upon a time, that would have been a game that I would have thrown down 40, 50 pound on. Well, probably would have been 30, 40 at the time. Now it's gone up to 40, 50 pound on. And now I'm more, we're in the cost of living crisis. I'm trying to buy a house, things like that. But I'm more stringent with my money now, where I'm like, do I need that? But has that come into my mind more now because of a thing like Game Pass? I think so.
Yeah.
So I don't think for a game like, Alan Wake 2, AAA titles, I think they can compete just fine. I think it's the AA games where THQ have died once before as well, and that was before a Game Pass existed. Yeah. I think that's where I worry more than on a AAA front.
No, I'd agree. I think it definitely depends on the gamer as well. I think obviously certain people like the collectible aspect of owning games.
Yeah.
So buying a physical edition, getting or maybe a special edition. I think that, again, like you say, depends on the game, depends on the gamer. For the grand scheme of things, I think it's harder for them to compete. Like you say, you pay £60, £70 for 6 months of Game Pass, you get access to hundreds of games compared to spending £70 on a single game. You know, on paper, it doesn't match up. It definitely depends on, if, like you say, with an Alan Wake, if it's a game that you really want to play. I'm going to be buying that day one. So, so I will buy that. I will spend that £70. There is definitely a market for just spending £70 on a single game. But the decision to spend that £70 becomes harder and harder each time you look at Game Pass and see the games that are coming to it. And yeah, like I say, with every first-party Xbox title being on there, and every 6 months now we see more and more titles coming to Game Pass. And there's usually a lot bigger titles as well now. It used to be it was just a lot. And don't get me wrong, I come from the indie background. I love indie games through and through. But it used to be at the beginning, Game Pass was all of the indie titles that not a lot of people heard about, and then the odd smattering of a AA with an Xbox title to go with it. Nowadays, it seems like every month there's a new announcement of it being a AAA title come to Game Pass. Like we talked about Payday 3, how excited we are for that game, specifically because now we know it's on Game Pass and it's cross-play as well. It's going to open it up to so many people that we don't have to spend extra money on now. Like I probably would have skipped Payday 3 if it wasn't to Game Pass, mainly because I've got Payday 1 and 2 and I've barely played them. I actually looked leading into the Payday 3 beta how much time I'd spent on PC on Payday 2. 15 minutes.
You know what the problem is? That was free as well one time. So I bet you picked it up free and was just like, I'll play this at some point.
That's exactly what's happened. So I think it's to answer Cookie's question. I think there are games out there that can compete with the £70 for 6 months of Game Pass, but it is becoming increasingly harder to say that it's it's easy to make that decision.
The big thing is cutting through the noise.
Mm-hmm.
If your game can cut through the noise, I'll speak for myself. I will buy it. It sounds stupid, but I bought Punch Club. They offered me a code afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. It's fine. I've already bought it. Like I'm not, But I was like, I want to support this game that I really enjoyed, and I'm really happy that I have. It kept me company on holiday. I've really loved it. And that was a £17 game, I believe, on Steam. So yeah, games can cut through the noise. But yeah, I agree with Despawn. It's becoming increasingly hard, especially for an indie or a AA. So yeah. Next up, we'll save that one top left for when Crash is here. With the release of Starfield just around the corner, could this be Xbox year for the Game of the Year, or at least be in some real consideration? And given the current state of play of 2023 in regards to the amount of great games that have released so far, what, as it just stands now, is your Game of the Year? Oh, gun to my head, someone says, what is my Game of the Year? Right now, probably Dead Space remake.
Okay.
Probably. But I think the biggest problem with that is I'm not comparing it to the previous Dead Space because I didn't play that all the way through.
Right. Okay.
So I am experiencing that as a brand new game, not a remake, where other people obviously have played it before and comparing the remakes and being like, oh, they did some cool things here. But as a survival horror fanatic who loves survival horror games, like to me, Dead Space was a special experience, which again, it didn't click straight away. And I took a break in between it, but once it clicked, and you watched me stream it, but once it clicked, I was, we got to keep going. And atmospheric as well, it's probably my second favorite atmospheric game in the survival horror series now, other than Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
That's probably where I'd go, yeah.
That's fair. For me, I mean, if you'd have asked me this question last month, the answer would have been completely different. But right now, as of recording, I think the Game of the Year has definitely got a good chance to be Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Will that change when Starfield drops? I don't know. Mainly because, we know it's now the running joke that I am so excited for Starfield. Controller, watch, now a jacket. So I'm very excited for Starfield, and it is I love space operas and things like that, so like Mass Effect and that kind of stuff. So if it is if they nail everything, I think it could be my Game of the Year. But I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be so hard to beat at this point. I think it is the one to beat right now.
Yeah. No, I've already played Baldur's Gate technically in the early access. I already know how good that game is.
So much better. It's so much better.
That's kind of why I'm excited though. Where I'm like, I want to just go and get in that game and get lost.
Can I it's not a spoiler, but
no, you're fine. You just spoil it, you're
okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Can I just fine. There is one bit in the game, and it's not even a story beat, but it's just a pointless interaction, and it's just what makes me know it's going to be the greatest game of all time. Is there is a point where a squirrel comes up and bites your foot, and then you get a skill check if you want to kick the squirrel.
You have to roll for it. Yeah.
So I kick that squirrel so hard it explodes.
Oh wow!
and then I can pick up the corpse and put it in my pocket and just walk
That's
off.
what I mean, man. That's what I
Game
mean.
of the year.
I can't wait for Xbox players to get it. Obviously, we know it's coming to both consoles eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. If you're into RPGs, obviously, and if you're into really deep storytelling, that's what D&D is known for.
Yep.
I think you'll love that game. I generally do. So yeah, I can't wait. I might just buy it for Haley and be like, fuck it, we're playing. I don't care. Just do it. Yeah, I'm very tempted. Very
Well, hit me up because I want to get involved.
Okay, deal.
I'm currently running a barbarian Dragonborn, but you know, I love a good rogue.
Okay, all right,
So,
deal.
yeah, I could do it for a second run.
We'll make this the last question for this week, shall we? This one comes from Origin Cookie Man as well, contributor every week. We do appreciate him. If you could choose a new direction for the next Gears game to take, what would you instruct the development team to do? A construct/destruction cover a la Fortnite, Minecraft. What's TOTK? What's that?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
Zelda.
okay. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, that threw me for a loop there. B, upgrade the mental move, roll over cover to a new climb or hook shot, move a la Halo Infinite / Titanfall wall running. C, shoulder charge, i.e. run from a run, barge into an enemy, break guard / push off a cliff except. Or D, something else / other. D-Spawn, you want to start off?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea of B, like give more movement verticality to the game because it is very much a linear, like go from A to B, jump over some cover, shoot, chainsaw someone, move on. Maybe I'd get more verticality, like you said. I like the idea of like a big hulking, like hook shot kind of thing that either A, you can use it to get up buildings, or B, you can use it to drag enemies towards you and then chainsaw them. So yeah, I guess Lancer is the correct name for it. I'm thinking of the Warhammer stuff, but yeah, I think that'd be a good addition to Gears, just to give it a bit more like visceral. Like imagine just like hook shotting an enemy through the face, dragging it towards you, just to chop them in half.
It could happen. We generally don't know what's going on with the next Gears. I'm so excited for the next Gears, especially because of obviously the ending of Gears 5, which I won't spoil, but because I feel like a lot of people should go and play that series before the new game comes out. Especially, I think me and Kresha spoke about it. I feel like we might play it through again on either the My Xbox Me YouTube channel or Twitch or whatever. But yeah, for me, so mine's hot. Mine, I don't really think about. Gears is what Gears is for me in terms of it's the game that it is. I don't want that to change. Like, I don't mind the idea of like a shoulder charge or more destruction. I think those two would be cool. I'm not really interested in the wall running. I'd say that much. The hook shot maybe onto enemies, but not wall running. No, thank you. Okay. But I'm more. I wish Gears would give me a single player experience. Nah. The one thing I dislike about Gears at this point is I hated the end. Obviously, the ending really confused me because of the way the story was told. Like now we're at this weird point where they're pretty much gonna have to create like two drastically different games. It feels like for the way it ended, and I never like it when we don't have a definitive ending either. That always frustrates me because I feel like you're taken away from players' decisions as well. Gears changed what it was in this latest Gears. It had a little bit more open worldness. We had side missions. I want it to go back to just being a very linear story. Right. That is what I always loved about Gears. Nah, I don't think that's how you bring new players in. But yeah, I like Gears the way it was. Not that I don't like this newest Gears, but like just going back to like a single player story. And I'd love to get something, not for this next game, but in general, an offshoot game that's actually good. I find that every offshoot game they've done so far it's been okay. Like you need it to be with characters that we care about still, but like, and continue to build that world. From a mechanic point of view, I don't know, something that makes the game more accessible multiplayer for me was a big thing. Like wall bouncing to a new. The reason why Gears of War's life for multiplayer just doesn't work is because war balancing is just so mind-boggling to a new player.
Yeah.
Spamming off of a wall and then slap him into a shotgun shot just isn't fun to a lot of people, you know? So my thing is not so much the single player, it's the multiplayer, figuring out how we can, in a way, slow it down, which is weird because obviously Gears is a fast-paced game, but like for the multiplayer, figuring out how to slow that down so it can be a little bit more accessible to people and people don't get frustrated with it is kind of where my mind goes to. Some of my fondest gaming experiences is playing Gears Online. Bar none. Me, Danone, Crash, like we played so much. Horde mode, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that because that's always a fun time. With the right people, that's a fun time. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, I'm super excited for a new Gears. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, just to go the back of that, the question for you: would you like them to? I know it's probably not the best name to put out there, but would you like me to see them do a similar thing with Halo Infinite that they did with Halo Infinite, where you get the campaign? And then you get a free-to-play multiplayer mode that gets like a ton of people involved in it.
You can see that happening.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I can see. Do you see the Halo Infinite just on the top? You see that's having a resurgence.
Yeah, it looks good. I want to go back. I want to go back in.
I'm like, I saw it the other day. I saw Summit 1 G was playing, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, apparently they've made a lot of changes to the jumping and mantling mechanics. So it gives you a little bit more movement speed and things like that, which looks like a ton of fun. Kind of like feels like it's going back to like a lot of the earlier Halos. Like I've seen, this is the weird thing. So I've seen a lot of people complaining about it.
Okay.
But then you compare it to I actually saw really good. I'll have to dig it out and find it and share it somewhere. But I saw someone did a really good comparison to like what the mantling mechanics and across all of the Halo games have been like, and the climbing. And yeah, it just looks like old classic Halo, like multiplayer.
Interesting.
So yeah, it looks like it's bring a bit more speed to it, which looks like it could be a ton of fun. So yeah, but I want to go back to playing Halo again. I miss it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. It was a great game. I guess we'll end there. I guess let's plug, and get ourselves out of it. If you did get your question answered, we will answer it on next week's episode. I promise. I think Matt's back. I don't know when Crash is back. Honestly, I can't lie to you. I don't actually know. He's finding a snake somewhere, so he's back once he defeats it. Despawn, what you got to plug this week, mate?
I'm going to plug me. YouTube.com/Paul Despawn. I'm on the road to 500 subs.
Ooh, let's go.
Over halfway. So yeah, go show some love. I do regular streams over there, along with regular game reviews and previews. So yeah, come check it out.
Go and check him out, everybody. Follow me everywhere at MC Fixer. I haven't really got anything to plug this week, to be honest with you. My Xbox and Me YouTube channel. I'll tell you what, I'll do this as a plug this week. If you are somebody who is interested in trying to break into the industry and you either write about video games or you want to make YouTube content, reach out. If you've got a portfolio of stuff that you've done beforehand, we'd love to hear from you. No matter what, doesn't matter about your skill level. We just want to give some people opportunities and try and build on what we've got here so far. So yeah, man, reach out to me. Guys, until next time, we do appreciate you as always. I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Hey, Yami, the password this week is Stream Deck. Goodbye.